Hey YouTubers, Starfire here. So I'm finally getting around to doing the Supernatural review from Thursday because the season 12 premiere was that night, and I wasn't able to watch it that night, and yesterday was just really busy for me, so I'm finally doing it now. Anyway, yay! Supernatural's back! Woohoo! So I will be reviewing Season 12, Episode 1, entitled Keep Calm and Carry On, which I think is a really awesome title, actually, because of, the whole Carry On My Wayward Son thing. And, yeah, like that whole keep calm and rock on or whatever they do. They just have those keep calm things. I think that this one is completely fitting for the show. So, yeah. Anyway, basically, the premiere starts off exactly where the season finale ended, where the season 11 finale ended, with Dean being out in the forest and seeing his mom. So basically, this episode starts from that scene. And, she doesn't know who he is at first, and he's like, "I'm Dean, your son." And she's like, "My Dean is 4 years old." And so he tells her all this information, like, who her parents are, what her maiden name was when she was born, like, how she met their dad, all of this stuff. And she's like, "How do you know this?" And he's like, "He told me." And so, like, it's just, I don't know, it's just really, really nice to see Mary, like, actually being able to interact with him, and him not just seeing her as like a ghost or whatever, or the only time he gets to see her is when he goes back in time. So it's really nice that she's like here in the present. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of that family dynamic this season. So he, talks with her more, and he takes her back to the bunker, and he's like, "I'll explain everything." And so then when they get back to the bunker, they see blood on the ground because he doesn't find Sam anywhere, and like he sees blood, so he realizes somebody was in the bunker. And so he like takes his gun and he goes around, trying to find if there's anybody in there. And he gives his mom a gun, and she hears something, and she like holds a gun on Cass, and she's like, "Who are you?" And Dean's like, No, it's okay. He's a friend." And so Cass was also looking for Sam, but he's so happy to see Dean. And he's like, "Where's Sam?" And he's like, "I don't know." So Dean introduces Cass to his mom and everything. So then they try to go on a search for Sam. Well, of course, for everybody that's seen the season 11 finale, he was shot, and he was taken by this woman who is part of the British Men of Letters. And she wants some information. So when we see Sam again, well, first off, she goes to this guy who's a doctor, but he's a veterinarian, and he drives them to this location, and he takes the bullet out, and so she gives him money. She gives him like $100,000 if he'll do it. So anyway, when we see him again, he's like handcuffed legs and feet to a chair, and she's trying to get information out of him. So basically, if he doesn't cooperate, she's going to torture him. And he just keeps saying, "Screw you. I've been tortured by the devil himself. I think I can take whatever you're going to dish out." And, I mean, I can understand why he would, like, not want to cooperate and just be like, "Screw you." But I really believe that if he gives her the information that she's asking for, he will let her go. Because there are certain people that, like, if they torture you or interrogate you, even if they say they'll let you go, they don't always. They usually just shoot you after they get their information. But I don't think that she would do that. I mean, maybe she would. I don't know. But I think if he helped her out, I think she would help him out and let him go. So while I understand where he's coming from, I really don't like that he kept saying that. Because he could have made it a lot easier for himself if he just cooperated. But he didn't. And that is typical Sam. I mean, I'm sorry, but like, he always manages to make things worse than they need to be. More complicated, more, worse, whatever. But like, he always seems to do that. And it just really bothers me because there's so many situations that they have been in that they could have prevented or gotten out of a lot easier if it wasn't for him and his ideas about some things. I mean, yeah, he's got good ideas about things a lot of the time. He's good with like the researching and finding out, where the victims are and things like that, because that's what he does. I mean, they're both hunters, but Sam is good at that stuff. And so, while he has good information when it comes to that, other things, not so much. Dean is better at like the like, what do you want to? I want to say like street smarts or something. He's better at that type of stuff. Sam's better with like the technology and the computer stuff and research and history and all that type of stuff. And Dean's more intelligent when it comes to, how having to get by and how to survive and, deal with like certain creatures and demons and things like that. So I think that, that's why it works, because each of them has a skill that they're good at and they help balance each other out. And so when they're separated, it ends up being bad because Sam doesn't, make a lot of the right choices when he's by himself or on his own. And so I think, yeah, I can see why like the torture would need to be part of it for her to get information, because a lot of people do that type of stuff. But I just think that maybe if he'd been a little bit more cooperative, it would have gone a little bit better for him. But I don't know. So basically Dean like tries to figure out who was there, because Cass told him that a woman was there, but and that she was human and stuff. So he like looked at the cam, hacked into the cam, and like, saw a car and the license plate and everything. And so then they go to the guy who was the veterinarian who drove them and got the bullet out of his leg, and he told them the information that he knew, but then he said that he had her phone number. So he calls her, and Dean's like takes the phone and gets on the line, and he's like, listen, bitch, I know you have my brother, and, if you don't cooperate, and if he's not back in one piece, then I'm going to tear you apart. And so at that point, because Sam wouldn't listen, they injected something into his neck that affected his mind. And so he was like having all these weird visions and seeing like all these people die that like he knew, like Dean and Kevin and like all this stuff. And so it was like these voices kept saying that it was his fault. And so he made it look like he slit his throat, but really he just slit his hand. And when the woman came in there, she thought he was dead, but he wasn't. And he like grabbed her by the neck and, tried to get away, but she kept tasering him and locked him in there again. And so he wasn't able to get out. But yeah, pretty bad. And then like the woman who was helping her comes and like runs into the Impala, so there's this big dent in the side of it. I'm like, no, poor baby, don't be wrecked. And then she's like fighting Dean and Cass, and then she's got these like metal, like iron knuckle things on her knuckles. I don't know what you call them, but when you punch, they hurt. And so Dean and Cass aren't succeeding, basically. She's knocking them down. And Mary comes and uses the angel blade on her and kills her. So, yay, Mary. And then she talks to Dean and says, I didn't want this life for you guys. And, I got out of it. And Dean's like, hunting things and saving people. It's our life. Like, I believe that we make the world a better place because of it. And so, yeah. So I'm glad that, like, Cass is helping them out again. And, he doesn't have Lucifer possessing him and all of that. And, Mary's going to be helping too. So it's going to be really, really interesting to see how Sam reacts when he sees his mom, because he was a baby when she died and Dean was like 4. So, Sam didn't even really know his mom. And so that is going to be really exciting to see. I really don't understand what was going on with with Crowley's story in this episode. I mean, I assume that he's like the king of hell again, and he's just, wreaking havoc and doing what he wants to do, like normal. But why are all these people dying? Why is he like following these 2 men? Like, do they work for him? I'm just kind of confused by that. So, if you guys know what's going on with that, that'd be really appreciative or helpful if you could let me know. I'll probably understand as, more episodes air, of course. But I don't really know what to say about that right now since it's just the first episode. But, now that they have a location on Sam, of course, they're going to go find him. And probably in the next episode, they'll find him and he'll see his mom. And, yeah. So, I liked the episode. I thought that it was a strong start to the season. Yeah, I mean, what did you guys think? Did you think it was a great episode? I mean, do you like the fact that their mom is on the show again? Just give me some of your thoughts. I'd really like to know. Because, I tell you guys my thoughts, so I'd like to know what your guys' thoughts are. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't feel like I have a lot to say. I personally I don't know. I really liked the scene with Dean and his mom. I mean, any of the scenes with him and his mom, but especially like the ones at the beginning, I liked the most because, you got to see him interacting with her and telling her this information, and then her having to see like a computer and her seeing this family using their phones and just everything being really different for her because she's been gone for like over 30 years. And when she died, it was like the 70s, so they didn't have computers yet at that time. And so just this whole world is different to her. And so she has to not only adjust to that world, but she also has to like adjust to her boys being older and like connecting with them again and bonding and just all of this stuff. And I really like the way that they're able to do emotions and like genuine things like that with characters on this show. Especially, I mean, Dean is so good at it, and like I'm sure that their mom will be too. And so I think just seeing all of that for her is just a really big adjustment. But anyway, that's why I'm inputting my thoughts, because I didn't want to just summarize the episode. But yeah, you guys should tell me what you think of the episode in the comments. And yeah, let me know about Crowley, because that's kind of, I'm not really lost. I just don't really know what he's doing. I mean, why is he killing this family? So, yeah. Anyway, I hope you guys liked the episode. I thought that it was decent. it's off to a good start. And I look forward to what's to come. So, as always, comment, like, subscribe. We have like 39 subscribers right now. And I was thinking about it. I'm like, if we get 10 more subscribers, or actually 11 more subscribers, we'll be at 50 subscribers. And it would be really awesome if we could get to that point, because we might do something special for you guys. So I'll have to talk to Raven about it and see what she thinks. But I think that would be really cool. So subscribe, you guys. Don't just watch the video, but if you like them, subscribe to our channel. And comment. I love to read the comments and just, hear your thoughts and your feedback and everything like that. It's very helpful for me and everything. So, yeah. So, until next time, carry on, my wayward son.